Alright, here we are from TheEndStep.com with Junk Reanimator. Trying to port it over from previous standard, and most of the tools are there, and it can just function as a generic junk mid-range deck as well. So basically, we just have a nice curve with some mana guys. Deathward Shaman as a 2-of, can work with mana with your graveyard fillers because you can dump lands in and then remove them. Not obviously as reliable in other formats, but still a solid card. Something early to do on the curve. And then we have Elvish Mystic and Sylvan Caryatid. And then we jump right into Luxon Smiter and Blood Baron. There's no 4-drops in the deck. We kind of jump over that slot, getting to our meaty 5s, and then the big end games with this 7 and 8 drop slots. So basically, we're just trying to kind of survive until we get to this row of creatures. This is going to be the end game section, and they basically did what they did in last standard, with the exception of Ashen Rider, because new. Basically, come down, take over the game, blow a bunch of stuff, or be an Obsidat that is incredibly difficult for most decks to remove, specifically control decks. That's basically your card you're trying to get to in control. On the reanimation side, we're doing Whip of Erebos and Rescue from the Underworld. Whip has been really pretty awesome for me. I've been very happy with it. The lifelink is really relevant to race. And then the reanimation on the big guys is really nice too because of the haste. It hits hard, and they all have come into play abilities to get immediate value off of. The downside, obviously, you lose your guy in a turn, but that's usually mitigated. And then Rescue from the Underworld is your more straight up reanimation spell. The downside is you have to have a guy, so if you have an empty board, the card does nothing. But there's enough early stuff that you usually can have some kind of scenario where you'll have a guy and then get a guy back and then you get both guys. Obviously, it works really nicely with if you sack a guy that has a come into play effect an Ashen Rider or a Shadowborn Demon, and get back another guy. You get 2 triggers on your upkeep. The instant speed is nice. You can kind of do it at tricky times. Also, you can they go to remove your guy with a removal spell. You can respond and sack your guy and get value that way too. The land base is definitely worse than previous standard. So we're running 6 tap lands, 4 temples, and 2 guild gates, 5 basics, and then all the shocks we can possibly run. So it's a little bit bloody in terms of damage, but the whip hopefully and Obsidat will get us some life. Basically, in today's matchup, I'd say the key cards is basically the Wall and Smiter and Blood Baron are the cards I'm trying to get to. The big stuff, not going to be as good in this particular matchup, but mid-range control matchups, it really shines. So that's about it. Anything you want to add?
Nope.
All right. We'll pause and take a look at what we have for the sideboard. All right, here we are for the sideboard. We have a few other big reanimation spells to go right off the bat. They're going to come in against mid-range and certain control matchups. In addition to that, Golgari Charm and Duress are also useful in those matchups, some more than others. If it's a blue-white or blue-white-red deck, this is really nice because it helps you guys sort of survive through a verdict. Kills with Detention Spheres, which is one of their better cards against you because it removes the card from play. And you won't be able to use your reanimation spells, so that serves a nice 2-for-1 there. Duress just grabs any problematic card out of their hand, whether it be a Sphinx's Revelation or a counterspell for your next turn or the turn you're going to play it. The next row of cards basically is to help with controlled aggro decks. So Centaur Healer, obviously very good against red deck. That's true before, and it's true now. Ratchet Bomb has some applications, but generally against the aggressive decks where you're going to be blowing it up on 1 and 2. Kind of a non-combo with our own mana guys and stuff, but sometimes that's okay. And then just some straight up removal for matchups where there's tougher to deal with creatures, like a deck that also has Obsidats. You can use your Putrefy's on, and then Doomblade, just a nice cheap removal spell to again help you survive because your late game is going to beat most other decks. So that's about it. Thanks for watching.